What if Sonic was shonen? Let me make a few things clear. Shonen is like your Dragon Ball, your Naruto, your One Piece, your My Hero Academia. It's those kinds of animes. It's Black Clover. Shonen is basically like all action and adventure, and that's pretty much what sums up Shonen Jump. Now, as an avid manga reader and anime watcher, recently I was watching Jujutsu Kaisen and I was thinking to myself, what if this story building, what if we had something similar for Sonic? You see, because anime and manga, they're very plot oriented and they do a great job of keeping the reader invested into whatever they're reading. Sonic has had shonen-like stories in the past, with Sonic beating Chaos and Sonic and Shadow working together to save the world. More recently, we had Sonic team up with Chip to take down Dark Gaia and save the planet. Stories like these that make me invested as a Sonic fan. These are Shonen Jump-like stories. But me, being a greedy Sonic fan, wants these stories all the time. Then it got me thinking, what if Sonic was shonen? Now, when I say shonen, I mean Sonic is strictly manga and anime. So I believe the first course of action we should take in finding out what kind of shonen anime we'd expect from a Sonic series is going over what kind of subgenre it would have. And obviously, if you played any Sonic games or even know Sonic, you know that it's action adventure, so we're going to keep it action adventure for this shonen. And the people I have in mind for writing this manga and anime would be the same people who wrote Sonic Adventure and Sonic Adventure 2. Also, it's important to note that this will not be any type of adaptation. Like, this will not be adapting any previous Sonic games like Lost World, Colors, Forces, etc. There will not be adapting anything. It'll just be its own thing, sort of like how the Meta X saga was in Sonic X. Now, since this is shonen, I am going to use plenty of shonen aspects. Like, for example, Sonic is going to lose sometime. Oh man! Sonic will not be the strongest and the best character in the show. No, he will lose sometimes. That may mean he can lose to Eggman. Sure, he'll come back and beat him, but that's what makes a shonen. Sonic has to lose, get stronger, have his own little character arc of him losing and how he's going through that. Maybe something devastating can happen and he gets stronger. Eventually he'll come back around and he'll win. That's how this will work. And since I mentioned something devastating will happen, yes, somebody's gonna have to die, and probably more than just one person. I mean, they could use the same aspect of Dragon Ball, sort of, where they could just, I don't know, somehow bring somebody back to life with the Dragon Balls, but I guess Sonic doesn't have Dragon Balls, so there'd probably be some sort of other thing in there. I'm not sure if they'd want to completely kill off characters. I mean, they did that with Chip, so it's possible. Maybe not killing off the main core, unless they see fit for it. Like, killing off Tails is a no-no. And I mentioned the Dragon Balls earlier, and I was thinking perhaps the Master and Chaos Emeralds may have more uses than just super forms. Like, perhaps maybe you can also grant wishes with those. I feel like that'd be completely a knockoff and a copy, but I mean, you've already gone halfway, just go the full mile. Maybe not, but it could have more uses. Maybe they can't grant wishes with it, maybe they can just do something else with it. Not sure, but hey, it could have more uses. Another thing I can see happening with this shonen is Sonic being loaded with plot armor. And plot armor is basically when the story works in the main character's favor, no matter how unreasonable the outcome sounds. It'll always just end up working the way they need it to work. Basically, breaking down is Sonic may look like he's going to lose a fight, and he might actually lose the fight, but the plot has written it in a way where Sonic will win regardless of how strong the antagonist or villain is. I'm not sure if you caught that, but I said villains plural, meaning there's going to be more villains than just Eggman, and they can probably be at a larger scale than just like Infinite or Metal Sonic. They'll probably be big time villains, maybe even stronger than Eggman that Sonic will have to fight. So I feel like that makes the world more well-rounded and gives Sonic more rivals to fight against. And also it creates sort of a dynamic, whereas it's not just Sonic and his whole crew versus Eggman and a couple robots. It would be building up a dynamic where there'd be multiple threats that Sonic has to deal with. Sonic has a lot on his plate. So likewise, Sonic would also need a ton more friends. And I'm talking about people that he can rely on, and they don't have to be like main characters as friends. They can have like Chip was. They can have characters like Chip, his significance. Like, You can have your main core, but you can also have like the side characters and what they do and their world and what they go through. And that would mean we'd be opening up the floodgates for character arcs for separate characters other than Sonic. This Sonic Shonen would have tons of world building, in-depth looks at Sonic's world and all the people that live there. Meaning we'd see like maybe some sort of Tails development arc, Shadow development arc. Maybe we can see Shadow go through something on just his own with no other characters. Maybe a bunch of new characters plus Shadow, and Shadow has to take down some sort of new bad guy and that sort of thing. And Shadow just grows on his own, and maybe he becomes stronger than Sonic, or maybe he doesn't. It's that sort of thing that goes on, and I feel like that would really intensify just the continuity and the world building for Sonic. I know I failed to mention earlier more about Eggman's role and how he would play an effect. Eggman would be the most reoccurring villain. There may be a ton new villains, but Eggman will always remain public enemy number one in Sonic's eyes. That's the one guy who always keeps coming back and seems to have a hand in everything. So whenever it seems like there's a new villain arising, I feel like it should be like somehow, some way, Eggman has something to do with it. Maybe Eggman made them a bad guy inadvertently, or maybe Eggman just straight up made them a bad guy and they went on their own merit to take down Sonic on their own. And it wouldn't be like, it'd be like a bad guys type society, but they're all upscale villains. It's not no one's an underling to anybody else. They're all upscale and peak villains that Sonic actually has a problem with beating. If there was a Sonic Shonen, we'd be seeing a lot more screen time for certain characters like Cream the Rabbit, Blaze, Silver. We'd get an in-depth look at what's going on with them and their lives. We'd be seeing a lot of characters we really don't get a chance to see. And I think that'd be awesome because you'd understand what's going on in their lives day to day and see what they're going through. And they'd have their own little character arcs or whatever. They wouldn't be that long, but they still would be a reasonable length where you're like, oh, okay, I know more about them and they're involved in the story. Now, of course, it'd have to make sense and they would have to fit in the story somewhere. It couldn't just be out of pocket thrown in there. It'd have to make sense and be relevant. Now, if this manga/anime goes on for a while, you can expect to see some sort of time skip. Time skip is simply that. It's basically just skipping time. Like maybe one chapter it'll have them 3 years earlier, and the next chapter will say like 3 years later this happened, da 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 da, and you'll get all the information about what happened. Like characters get stronger during that time. Characters may even die during that time. Characters will just eventually just evolve. Now, I'm not saying Sonic will have longer legs than he already does, or a different shade of blue, or anything like that. Sonic will keep the same appearance, maybe with slight tweaks. Maybe he's just stronger. I mean, that's really what you need to do. Do not redesign Sonic, because I'm sick of it, I'm tired of it, and I'm thinking that all of you are too. For my One Piece fans out there, the time skip would be similar to how it is in One Piece, where they did change their appearance, but very, very, very slightly, if at all. The last thing I want to discuss here is potential studios I'd like to see animate this if it were an anime. Like, for example, I like the idea of Toei. They did Dragon Ball, Studio Bones, they did My Hero Academia, Studio Trigger, they did Kill la Kill and a whole bunch of others. And Ufotable, I think that's how you say it, they did Demon Slayer, which is fire. The animation there is top tier. But the most likely option is TMS, and TMS does great. Recently, Dr. Stone, they've done that. And Sega and TMS, they're like connected somehow. I don't really remember the way. They're partnered or something. So they're under the same umbrella. So it'll most likely go to TMS for the animation. But that's all I'm going to discuss in this video. What are your thoughts on this? Would you like to see a Sonic Shonen anime manga? That'd be amazing, I think. But let me know down below. But that's all for this video. If you want a part 2, let me know down below, because I definitely can discuss like what the arcs may look like and what other things could go on there. But yeah, now this is SONICSTA signing out. Have a blessed day. Peace.
Why are you playing that trash?